Sunday, January 15th, and I'm heading up towards Red Lodge to do a little hiking, some winter hiking. I plan to be out from anywhere from 2 to 4 days.
When I left Billings, it was 33 degrees. I just drove through Red Lodge, and I'm at the south end of town, and here the temperature is 29 degrees, which really isn't a big temperature difference considering the rise in elevation. Billings is 3,100 feet, and Red Lodge 5,500. I've got about 10 more miles to go, and the elevation at Lake Fork Trailhead is about 2,500 more feet. My online map source indicated that Highway 212 is closed at that Lake Fork Road. That's where I need to go, but I saw a little detour possibility using a side road called Sheep Creek Road. My only concern would be the road condition if I go that way. However, I want to check if Highway 212 is actually closed at Lake Fork Road, because historically it's closed further south at a gate just before the Beartooth Highway switchbacks. If I can't get to Lake Fork Road, I'll have to drive back to Red Lodge and go up West Fork Rock Creek and hike up that canyon.
Getting a little closer to where I need to turn off. I suspect that that road closure is further up the road. It's probably the gate that leads to the Beartooth Highway, the switchbacks, and probably Lake Fork is open, as well as the Parkside Campground, which goes up to Rock Creek, but I will find out here shortly.
It is as I suspected. Lake Fork Road is open. My online maps had it wrong. Guess we can't always trust what we read or see online. I could have also turned off onto Sheep Creek Road, but that would have been a little more of a diversion and the road conditions would have been worse. Anyway, I made it here. Looks like the snow is deeper here than on West Fork Rock Creek, so my snowshoes are going to be needed. I'm going to try to drive up to the upper Lake Fork trailhead first, and I hope I can find a place to cross the creek safely. If not, I'll have to drive back down to the lower Lake Fork trailhead. Sheep Creek Road dumps in right here. It's that diversion that I would have taken had the road been closed.
So I got to my Lake Fork trail. The road was pretty slick and there was a gate closed, so I ended up parking at the lower Lake Fork trailhead. It's probably just as well that I wasn't able to get to the other trailhead, because I probably won't be able to cross that creek at this point, and who knows if there are any other dangers in going that way. But crossing the creek in this weather, when it's icy and slippery and wet, I would end the trip really quickly, but that's okay. And it was also hard to get into the parking lot. The parking lot was pretty icy, so I ended up parking a little bit lower down. It's like I need some new tires, or some snow tires, that is. Snow looks deep in places over here, so I definitely will be taking my snowshoes. It is a lot darker than my last trip up here. Last time it was a full moon almost. This time, it's not here. So I think it's probably a new moon, so I'd have to look, but it's pretty dark, and no way would I be hiking without any moonlight. It's very dark out there. Last time I could have hiked with the moonlight, but this time, not a chance. Anyway, I hope this is going to be good. I'm just going to hike in from here. It's going to be an extra 1.5 miles, but that's okay. I'm going to see how things go tomorrow morning, and then I'm just going to get some rest.
Good morning. It is about 30 degrees in here, probably a little colder outside, but it's definitely not as cold as last trip, and I didn't expect it to be, but it's taken me a little bit longer to get out of bed because it's cold still. It doesn't matter. Whenever it's cold, it takes longer for me to get out of bed. And I'm going to have a little bit of breakfast, but I'm going to stretch first and just have cereal for breakfast. I'll show you what I'm having in a little bit. And then I'm going to get going as soon as I get my pack all sorted together. So here's my breakfast. I pre-measure everything before
so I don't have to do that on the trip when I'm hiking. I have my milk, powdered milk. It's a good type of powdered milk. It's whole milk, and it tastes really good, almost like the real thing. And my cereal already pre-measured. I'll make my milk in here and just add it to this, and we will have some breakfast. And it makes it pretty easy when I have it pre-measured. All I have to do is add the water. So I got my milk in here. Kind of just swish it around to get those chunks out of there. Probably could take a little more air out so it makes this a little easier. My water was still warm from last night. I had boiled it at home and brought it up. It's still pretty warm. So milk's kind of warm, but that's all right. Get that all mixed up. Squish any of those chunks out. The only thing cold this morning is my feet. Not my feet, I mean my hands. My feet are pretty toasty. I have these new socks and they're 85% wool. They're really thin, but they're really warm. Makes a big difference when you have good equipment. All right, looks like it's all ready. I poured my milk in here. I got some granola, really good granola, and the Cheerios for breakfast. Nice easy meal. Already got the water, so it's just adding the water to the milk. Just eat it right from the bag here. Got to be packing my trash out when I'm out hiking, but this is 2 pieces I won't need to pack out. Just leave them in the car. Now for cleanup. I'm ready for next time. I'm just about ready to go to get on the road or get on the trail. I didn't realize it, but got a little bit of snow last night. And also I put on my cover on my windshield because if it snows while I'm gone, I want to be able to come back and head on the road right away. I don't want to have to deal with any snow or ice on the windshield. And I'm just going to give you a little view of what it looks like here where I parked. There's Lake Fork, and right at the end there where the water turns is where it dumps into Rock Creek. It's a little colder now than it was when I woke up, actually, and my hands are a little cold and feet are cold, but once I get moving I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna have to look for the trail now. Not exactly sure where it starts here at the lower part. I've always started at the upper section, so here it goes. Trail wasn't too hard to find. Just past the camp. It's a Lions Club camp. And I'm at about half a mile. Starting to get a little warm. I removed my hat. Probably gonna remove up the layer. I'm gonna get too hot. The ground is pretty icy, so I'm glad I wore my micro spikes. They're really helping give me some traction. So I did a mile in about 23 minutes, so it's pretty good time for there being snow on the ground, but the trail is really well packed down anyway. A little slippery with ice, and I don't imagine it's gonna be quicker as I get further up, it'll probably get less packed down, less people walking that far. But I got some good views here today. Just gonna see some of those. It's the trail where I came from. I'm at about 1.9 miles and I've reached the trailhead for the upper Lake Fork. Lower Lake Fork Trail number 2.1, it's saying there, and that's where I came from, on that way. Well, it's about 2 extra miles. I thought it would be about 1.5 miles, but I had to park further from the trailhead, so that probably added about 1/2 mile. Of course, the bridge is still out. I knew that was going to be the way. And I'm going to take a quick look at where I crossed before, see if it would have been even possible. I can see that log that was a potential crossover before. And it's covered with snow and quite a bit of water still flowing there. Would not want to fall in that. Crossing this time of the year would not have been easy. I can see the bridge over there that I crossed during the summer. No way would I have been able to cross that now. Too much snow covering it. Yeah, I'm glad I started where I did. The boundary for the wilderness. One thing about hiking in winter for me is I don't go fishing. I won't go fishing, ice fishing, and just looking at that cold water, having to touch the fish with your hands and getting them wet does not appeal to me. I don't even know if the fishing's good or not, but I don't even want to attempt it. Sometimes when I come up in the early season, even in April, it gets kind of cold. So I'm not about to go get my hands freezing just to catch some fish. So what that does is I leave all my fishing gear at home. And secondly, what it does, I don't even look at the creek for fishing. When I'm here in the summer though, I'm looking at it every 5 minutes, see if there's a good hole. Things look quite a bit different in winter than they do in summer, so some of the landmarks are hard to spot, but I can recognize like that fishing hole over there. Caught some fish there in summer, and still looks like a good hole. Too bad I don't have my fishing pole. It's really a beautiful day. You can hear the brook, sun shining, blue sky, lightly cloudy. Just ran into a couple day hikers with their 2 dogs. The trail is narrowed quite a bit, at least the pack down portion, so it's a little bit harder to walk, and it's also a little more slippery. Not making as good of time as I wanted, but still hoping to get up to September Morn Lake. That is going to be a better spot for base camp to go hit the summit. It'll cut off about 2 miles each day getting up to the top if I take 2 days to do what I want to do getting up to the top. But maybe I could get it done all in one day. I just came up to the hole that I caught that 13-inch rainbow last time I was up here in summer. Looks nothing like it. Snow's covering it. Have to come back here in summer again, try it again. So I just put my snowshoes on just about 100 yards or so back, and now I come to where the trail is no longer packed, so I'm quite happy about putting the snowshoes on. Should help out a lot. On the left is Thunder Mountain, and the one straight ahead is Whitetail Peak. The snow is pretty deep. I didn't make very good progress the last half of the day. It's getting kind of late, and so I need to set up camp. I already got the snow packed down with the snowshoes. I know you can see that area. I'm going to put the tent there. I don't think I'm going to be able to see any of the sights I wanted to see. It's taking way too much energy and time. So I didn't even make it to my first camp spot. I had to find something along the way. And this looks like a pretty good place. It's kind of close to the trail, but hardly anybody going on the trail, so it's be okay. Pretty cold tonight. I got my stove going, heating some water. I'm gonna heat some water for tomorrow, and also heat some water for my sleeping bag. And I don't think I'm gonna be able to get any farther than I got. Unfortunately, the trail is not very packed down. It's slowing me down quite a bit, and so I can't make very good progress. Oh well, I have to hit it during summer when it's a little bit better to get those other locations, those sites that I wanted to see.
stay tuned for the last video of my solo winter backpacking series, part 6, where I will hike out and give a final assessment and critique of my adventures and equipment during winter backpacking.